What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Triple Double Podcast. It's been a minute. Through copyrights, through YouTube's BS, through all this stuff, we are not dead. We will not yield. We are good to go. My name is Shanti Lee Sebron. I'm joined by my man, Romero Hardy Jr. Rom, how's it going, my brother?
Well, everything's lovely over here, man. I'm happy to see you again in this purple and gold that you're dining on right now. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it.
Dude, my camera is lagging so bad. But let's just get right into this. This show is called the Black and Gold episode for a reason. This morning on May 20th, 2019, former president of basketball operations for the Los Angeles Lakers, Mr. Magic Johnson, appeared on First Take, one of the more popular talk shows on ESPN, Max Kellerman and the greatest of all time, Stephen A. Smith. So you've got him on there and basically just trying to explain what happened with the Lakers. Me and Rome obviously have both seen this interview, and Rome, before I kind of want to run this, I want you to give your full spiel. I'm going to give my full spiel, uninterrupted each way, and after that, we're going to go back and forth on what we kind of believe in, what we kind of saw. So Rome, I got to ask you, my brother, what were you thinking when this interview went down?
Oh man, well, it was a tough morning, man. It was just, for me, it was almost blindsided. I think most people knew, if you watch the morning talk sports shows, that you knew Magic was coming on this morning.
Yeah.
I did not know that Magic was going to do a 4-hour segment. I did not know that Magic was going to be there at 10:03, sitting down talking right away. As soon as the intro music cut off, they're right there. And I did not know Magic was going to start name dropping. I think that was probably the biggest surprise that people had, and I mean, me included, was he was very candid in what he was saying. And if you know Magic, if you had any contact with Magic, he's not going to sugarcoat things, you know what I'm saying? And I've had the opportunity to be in the presence of Magic when he's talking. He's serious. And so I think everything that he said that day on the show was 100%. And the way he did it, though, I do have some problems with it. I don't think live TV was the place for it. I had some issues with it. Because it almost seems like he's crying out, you know what I'm saying? It almost seems like he's, reaching. And Magic doesn't have to do that. He's Magic. He's Magic Man. I've said this before in the show, man. He's Magic Man. That smile is everything. He doesn't have to do this. He doesn't have to go out there and say what happened and what transpired this season. You know what I'm saying? His life is going to go on and be the same regardless. I think right now, your eyes are looking at Magic like, why? You know what I'm saying? I know for sure that inside that office, the Lakers front office, they're all kind of confused and scratching their heads like, why? I don't think that was the medium to do it. I think what he said was true and was right. I just don't think it was the time and place for it. And that's all. I'm around with Magic 1,000%. I do have a little bit of conflict because the Rob Pelinka Kobe ties. But at the end of the day, I think if you're the face of an organization, man, you have to. I'm putting my eggs in Magic's basket and Rob's, and I don't think Vinny did that. And so I think that's where I sit. That's where I stand.
Okay, if my camera will act up, I'll be happy. Here's what I saw with this interview. First off, I was happy that Kellerman and Smith were going in depth on, I think, every bad chapter the Lakers have had. They went into the botched Anthony Davis trade. They talked about, the recent stories of Jeanie Buss possibly selling the Lakers. But yeah, I mean, the one thing that really caught my eye, and I also wrote an article on Pro Sports Extra, about which I'll leave in the description below, is just Magic Johnson highlighted that Rob Pelinka is the biggest snake in the NBA. And you know what? You know what I say about that? It's crazy, but here's the thing. I understand where you're coming from, where it's like, maybe live TV wasn't the right place. And I understand because, my article I wrote, I said the Lakers need to fire Rob Pelinka immediately. Because my reasoning for that is, look, Magic Johnson, one of the greatest NBA players to ever play the game, recognized as the greatest point guard to ever play. He just came on national TV and said that the Lakers GM was 90% of the reason he left. All the back talking, and Magic even said, like, I kind of knew he was doing that, but at the same time, it didn't bother me that much until my friends from outside of basketball were telling me that Pelinka was talking to them about it. So Matt, and I am at one point in the interview where Kellerman or somebody asked him, well, is it just Rob or is it other people? And Matt's like, no, it's just Rob. On the spot. And my thing about that is this. As I wrote earlier, if you're the Lakers, whether it was right or wrong, I do feel Magic kind of put the Lakers in somewhat of a bad spot because I'm guessing they're not about to fire Pelinka. So if you're going after free agents, he's going to be in that meeting room with, I think the free agency opens up in July, so it's middle of May. So at that point,
early though.
Right.
It should be June 30th. I think is what they're pushing for.
June 30th. At that point, it will have been a month and a half ago, one of the greatest NBA players of all time. I mean, the guy who was behind really pushing for LeBron, even though LeBron was really there for his Hollywood aspirations. You have Magic Johnson, arguably one of the biggest franchise guys to ever wear the purple and gold. I think him and Kobe are tied neck and neck at number one. He just came on television and told everybody that the GM's a snake. And you hear all these stories about how Rob Pelinka isn't a respected person among other NBA GMs. Rome, if you thought this man was not respected back then, how do you think people view him now with one of the greatest NBA players of all time basically saying he's a snake? I thought that was insane. But and just how Stephen A. said after Magic left, I don't see how Pelinka survives this. Because I'm looking at it from a business perspective. And I hear the people saying, yeah, the Lakers are going to be fine. They're the premier brand. Listen. The Los Angeles Clippers are right there, okay? Owned by a fellow DCDS alum in Steve Ballmer. Billionaire. Got Jerry West, arguably the greatest executive in NBA history. You got Doc Rivers, amazing coach. That team has the money and the cap space, and I understand the Lakers brand. Listen, I'm like every other little kid. I love Shaq and Kobe growing up, the Lakers, the South Beach. Listen, I love me some Venice Beach. I will go to Venice Beach and blow some money like that. I will blow my life savings on Venice Beach. But I'm just saying, Magic Johnson really, he did. It was fitty-fitty. I understand, because obviously him saying stuff like that shows he's still very upset about what happened. I understand that. But in a sense, he did a somewhat of a disservice, because now the Lakers kind of have to fire Rob Pelinka. In my opinion. It was amazing. The Pelinka thing was incredible. And but it just shows you the dysfunction what's going on. And one more quick thing. I remember when they asked him, I think Molly asked him, do you think the Lakers are going to win a championship with LeBron? I could have sworn he forced out a yes. It wasn't a, No. Go back and watch that video and watch when Molly asked him point blank, do you think LeBron is going to lead your Lakers to a championship? He was like, yeah, I do. It wasn't a sure yes, Rome. It was not a sure thing. I know that breaks your heart. I know that breaks your heart. But I watched that, and I'm looking in his eyes. I'm like, he forced himself to say yeah. It wasn't like yeah. It was a yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion, bro.
Before we start talking about championships, I can't. That's a little bit far away from me right now. We got to work on some other things before we start talking about that. But I think this whole day was ironic. Hours after the Magic thing blows up all on Twitter, you have Frank Vogel at his introduction press conference, which was huge. That the fact that happened right after. The interview. So obviously, I don't know if you watched it, but obviously it was questions being asked about that situation. And the thing that I want to get down to the bottom of, I'm riding Magic all day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Rob said he talked to Magic a couple of days ago, and that it wasn't what Magic is portraying to be. So I don't know. You know, he say, she say. I'm riding my boy Magic in that situation. I just think that there's a lot of drama going on because it's Hollywood and it's LA. I think if it was any other team, it would not be this publicized. If you had a GM step down on, I don't know, maybe a BS team, you know, any other Pacers GM, well, no.
If there was like the Memphis Grizzlies, yeah, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Okay, yeah. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
And it's hard when you are this big brand. I mean, the Lakers are worth more than the Clippers, even though you know they could be better or whatever. So it's talked about more than any other team. You know what I'm saying? The Warriors are about to sweep right now, and we're still talking about the Lakers. You know, all day on TV, it's Lakers. So the fact that they have that, it works for them. No matter who they want to sign, they're going to come there not because of what they hear, not because of Rob, not because of. They're going to come there because they want to play and win. Or doesn't want to live in LA, either or. I'm not mad. I think you have to really just analyze who you can get realistically this summer. If you're Rob, if he stays in that job, and I think Jeanie has to start doing what Magic is saying and really let people stay in their lane, stay in their role. And for me, being the outsider looking in, when Magic first stepped down, I knew that was the reason he stepped down. You know what I'm saying? It was just the whole thing that makes sense. Rob wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing was just fishy to me. So obviously I knew that there was something going on internally with him. I didn't think it was at this level that Magic would call him backstabber basically on live television.
Right.
Candidly. It's hard to say where they go from here. You know, to say they should fire Rob is almost a dumpster fire. You're going back to root zero at that point. And you talking about firing him a month and a half before free agency? Nah. He's probably going to ride this out. Or, I mean, you know, Linda or Kurt Rambis is going to take control. Either of the two. But like Magic said today, that guy, the Zen man, is still heavy in that organization.
Yeah.
Still. And so, hopefully he has a little bit more respect for the purple and gold than he did the Knicks. And won't lead us to something we don't want to go out to. But I wouldn't be opposed. I'm not opposed to a team cohesiveness effort at the GM basketball operations spot. If you all are on the same page. Now, if it's Phil, Kobe, everyone in one room working together, and they all got, you know what I'm saying? I like that. But when you got 5 guys in one room and one wants to go this way, one wants to go this way, one wants to keep loose, one wants to fire loose, you have too much tension going on. Everyone has a say, and it shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think any other team in the league is going through this. And if they are, like I said, it's just not being talked about because they're not the Lakers.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm interested to see the Frank Vogel situation play out. I did read that LeBron was there, just not talking to media. He was there very low key in the back of the gym. It's going to be an interesting summer. I'm still stuck on keep or fire Rob. I think that's a very tough decision that they do have to make. But like I said, man, do you make that move right before free agency and you're left with no one to go out there and meet with people? And then if you do fire him, so what you're going to send Phil, Linda and Kurt Rambis out there, Kobe, like who? And I would have to assume that if Rob was to get fired, I would think that Kobe would feel a type of way.
Mm.
So I don't know. It's so much going on. There's so many different moving pieces to the puzzle about what they can do. But to fire or keep him, it's hard, man. It's just hard because of the time it is right now. I'm not opposed to getting rid of him. I'm not opposed to firing him, but I wouldn't fire him right before we're about to try to go get Jimmy Butler or, any of these other guys that are coming out, Klay Thompson or something like that. And that's where I stand on it.
Yeah, Rome. I mean, I hear what you're saying about a Pelinka and kind of having hesitations about firing him before, I guess, just before the free agency mark. But my stance is this: Magic Johnson just went on national television and told the world that Pelinka is a snake. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're a marquee free agent, the season has already been, a dumpster fire in a lot of people's minds. But, I mean, do you really want to come and join that just because it's LA and the Lakers? I mean, I don't know. The Lakers still have a very high standing. I agree with you. But, I mean, more seasons like this down the road, I gotta wonder how long that history is gonna matter, man. I know it's important. I know it's traditional to be great with the Lakers, but if you have more seasons like this, all this drama, and people walking on television talking, I mean, this is literally a soap opera. This is the bold and the beautiful. I mean, Magic. I don't know if Magic Johnson is Brooke or Rob Pelinka is Ridge. Don't ask me how I know those characters, but I'm just saying, it's just that's a whole different topic, and we're gonna see how that plays out because that's the front office issue. What I kind of want to get into, and another aspect about the Lakers that I've been hearing recently, that has kind of shocked me more so, is the prospect of Jeanie Buss selling the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, you look at her father, the late great Dr. Jerry Buss. Some even call him the greatest owner in sports history.
Very well might be, besides Steinberg over there.
Right. Well, there are people who think he's better than Steinbrenner on the Yankees. I mean, you're talking about him over everybody. Dr. Jerry Buss was successful. I mean, he had Showtime, like he had Shaq and Kobe. In the 90s, he had guys like, he had like Nick the Quick Van Exel and Eddie Jones up there hitting shots. And, he had like James Worthy his whole career. I mean, this team was always at least a playoff team for the most part during Dr. Jerry Buss's life. And when he passed away in 2013, that was the last year the Lakers made the postseason with the Kobe, Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, over the hill Steve Nash experiment. But it's just, you're hearing reports now, or you're hearing rumblings that the Lakers may be better suited off being sold. And my take on this is, and they were mentioning names on First Take about guys who might buy the team. I mean, how much it's worth, because they said the selling price is $4.4 billion. If I'm Jeanie Buss, I'm asking for $5 billion at the. That's the starting point.
Man,
right. Hold on. That's the starting point for me. But my thing is like this: if I'm Jeanie Buss and my father's legacy is this team, I mean, I don't think she sells. I don't think you take that from your deceased father, that legacy, and just hand it off to somebody else, all because a couple seasons didn't go well. So I don't know, man. It's up. I know you got something better. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they sell or not sell. What I do know is that you don't have many families running teams now.
Yeah.
In NBA, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think if I'm Dr. Buss at this point right now, I'm trying to get. Well, I'm sorry, back up my point. What I would do right now if I'm Jenny, I mean, her father would have to want better for the team. That's why I think she has to think about that first and foremost. And what she's doing right now, I don't think he would have did. I think that somebody has to let her know that, like, her way is not the way, Dr. Buss will go ahead and get my man from the Golden State Warriors, GM.
The Warriors or the Clippers?
Clippers, and right across the office.
Jerry West. Oh, you don't know? Oh, yeah. No, Dr. Jerry Buss would have contacted Jerry West to come back. Or he would have, I think, if Dr. Jerry Buss was still alive, I'm echoing so bad. I think he would have been able to get a better free agent than or over the past 6 years. Absolutely, I think the whole Dwight Howard, he would probably still left, but I think in the coming years he would have been able to get somebody better. But
right.
That's just my opinion.
Right, and then back to the buy or sell thing, it's just, I mean, from what they said today, who do you sell them off to another Lakers family? And then you're talking about maybe having the same thing that happened the past 40 years. Like, if she sells to a Magic or Kobe, I would have to assume that they would still have ties and have people in that office. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As long as she's going to be selling it off to somebody completely, random or someone new. So I think if she did sell, it would have to be to someone that's not a Lakers family.
Yeah.
Now, if Magic and Kobe want to be minority owners and co-owners and all that little jazz, do it. You know what I'm saying? Do you. But you got to go out the box. Out the box. And Magic was saying in his interview that they should, he was happy that Kurt Rambis came back. I'm cool with that, too, in the front office. But at the same time, you need some new blood in there. You need new blood in there.
Yeah.
Because right now, all those people are content. They're content. They're content with the Laker way. It's been that way for years. And whatever the Laker way was, it ain't the way in 2019.
No.
So I think that's what you have to get down to. I think Jeanie has to realize that her father wanted more. You're pushing on 6 years and not making the playoffs. Yeah. That's tough. That's tough. It's tough for anything, any franchise, let alone the Lakers franchise. And that's why I feel like they're going to be back. History repeats itself all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just how it was in the 80s with Boston and LA. And then it was again, Boston and LA in the mid-2000s in that 09-10 stretch. So history is going to repeat itself. I do see us being back on top again, whether it's next year or the year after. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Until the Pistons get rid of Reggie Jackson, I'm not claiming him.
That's sorry. Just a quick thing. I saw Terry Rozier on First Take, I think, last week. He's talking, right, and I'm talking like, listen, he wants to leave the Celtics. If I'm the Pistons, I'm making a deal for Terry Rozier. I mean, why not?
Day.
I mean, Scary Terry with Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. You would have added in a shooter here, a shooter there. I mean, because I understand that no marquee free agents are gonna come and join the Pistons. Unless maybe a Jimmy Butler, who's about that, hard life, that work fail type of mentality. But I doubt it. It'd be nice. Yeah. I doubt it. But Terry Rozier, he might fall. I call it the Billups Boulevard. I call it, you're trying to find your place in the league. You've shown that you have talent, but you haven't really, had your own team, I guess, or had your starting position intact. I think Terry Rozier as the starting point guard for the Pistons in the Eastern Conference, that's huge. But off topic, yeah.
Right, yeah. Back to the us right now.
Us.
This is LA. It's just a lot has to happen. It's just like you said, it's almost a sitcom and a drama series right now, and I really hate that. It's basketball. At the end of the day, it's basketball. I know it's business, but it's basketball. You win and lose. You play to win. You play to win championships. Sorry, like money means a lot. You know what I'm saying? But like the owners and all that, you already got your money. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to sell tickets. The Lakers are one of the richest franchises there are.
Yeah.
So you got to get rings, banners, back to where you were. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want.
At least division titles. At least a division.
If you look at that Pacific division, it was almost borderline. Like, we're down there with Phoenix.
And Sacramento.
I mean, I got some little respect for them because they're grinding.
I mean, Sacramento's making a. I mean, Sacramento's. It's taken them a while. It's taken them since like Mike Bibby left the team, but I mean they have slowly crawled out of that grave that they were in for years, and you gotta give that team that. I mean, a lot of credit. I mean, just hired Luke Walton. I'm not sure how that'll work out, but we'll see. There's that name again, Luke Walton. There's that name again.
Hey, look. This is how you know Luke wasn't a good coach, bro. Magic was like, Luke's a good guy.
Right.
He was a good coach. He was like, Luke's a good guy.
Jumping back into a topic that we spoke about a little bit earlier on this showroom, talking about LeBron James, and I guess first take, how Molly Karam, I believe it was, asked Magic Johnson point blank, do you think that the Lakers will win a championship in the LeBron James era, which we're all assuming is going to be like another 3 more years? I sense that.
Hey, man. If Bronny gets in the league, he might play 5.
That's true. That's also true. His son may be joining the league. He may stay for that. I sense Magic Johnson forced himself to say yes just out of that purple and gold pride. When I watched, and I implore our viewers to. I mean, I'll leave a link of that in our description of the video. Watch Magic Johnson answer that question. When Molly Karam looks him point blank, I think it's at the very end of his time there. She asked him, "Do you think LeBron James is going to lead you guys to a championship?" And he's like, "Yeah." It wasn't a confident like, "Yeah, I got him there last summer. I was at his doorstep at midnight last summer. You're damn right. He's getting us a championship." It was like yes, I do. Yeah. He was assuring himself. I mean, I saw the confidence oozing out of him. I'll go really quick on this because our point is, what do we think that LeBron will get the Lakers a championship? If so, what will it take? So for me, it's very short. No, I don't think the Lakers get a championship under LeBron James' steward. His captainism or whatever. I'm making words now. His leadership. I think this is going to be a very disappointing summer for the Lakers. I don't think you guys are getting the guys you want, or I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at Kyrie Irving. I don't think he wants to play with LeBron, even though all these stories about him reuniting. I think that ship sailed in Cleveland. I'm looking at Kevin Durant. I don't think he wants to be anywhere near this mess. I mean, Jimmy Butler is a possibility. Jimmy Butler is one of those hard-working guys who respects a guy like LeBron. But, I mean, even, is he going to stay in Philly? Is he going to go somewhere else east? Or is he going to go somewhere where what he's wanted, ever since his later years in Chicago, and that's his own team. In Chicago, it was, it's Derrick Rose's team and Jimmy's not happy. In Minnesota, it's, he's the veteran presence, but at the end of the day, it's Karl Anthony Towns' team. He's the young bull. In Philadelphia, he's he's on Embiid and Simmons' team. He's, again, the veteran presence. For years now, you've heard that Jimmy Butler's on his own team, but, I mean, would he go to the Lakers, or would he go to a team like, I don't know, Orlando or someplace? I don't know. It's all crazy speculation, but I'm looking at the top name free agents. I mean, maybe Nikola Vucevic. Porzingis is probably very content in Dallas. Kemba Walker. Depending on.
Sleeping on.
Right.
You're sleeping on.
No. I'm not. Listen, I'm not sleeping on him anymore.
I didn't say the name yet. Sleeping on Chris Middleton.
He ain't going nowhere. He isn't going to leave Milwaukee. Listen.
He might change that.
Milwaukee. Listen, Milwaukee. I understand the money aspect, and yeah, if Lakers offer more money, then yeah, I get it. But I don't know how much cap space the Bucks have saved up, and I don't know what they're gonna offer Middleton, and I don't know what he feels is appropriate for himself. Is it late teens millions? Is it over 20 plus million? It's not over 30, but it's just you don't know, and you don't know what they may do. I don't know. I'm just saying this. Yeah, I think this summer's gonna be disappointing one for the Lakers. And in his 3 years, I don't think LeBron James is getting a ring. Even if Golden State implodes and loses Cousins, yeah, I mean DeMarcus Cousins is another guy who's a free agent. But if Durant leaves, that's more cap space for the Warriors. Does he do another 1 year deal for minimum money or a little bit more than he made this year while his legs are still trying to find some traction? I don't know. It's a lot of questions, but my basic answer is no. I don't think so. I think he should have stayed in Cleveland, but I understand why he's out on the West Coast. It's the Hollywood. It's the transition from being a millionaire to a billionaire with a B, as my mom says. So, with a B.
That's on me?
Yes, sir.
Oh man!
Awkward silence. I love it.
I'm gonna keep mine very, very brief because you already discussed the free agents. Right. I'm done talking about Lakers and who they can sign and who they won't sign. Like it's just a long thing. Like we can go around and merry-go-round forever about who they could sign and who they won't sign. I do think that they will get someone. Don't know who, whether it's a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. I do think they get some other free agents. Boring summer, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to have a boring summer for me is getting no one. So I think it gets someone, and that's going to be exciting. Regardless if it's Chris Middleton or Paul Millsap, Malcolm Brogdon, Al Horford. I mean, who you want? JJ Redick. I really want to throw some money at him, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, LeBron does need some shooters. Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, it's not going to be a boring summer. Like, looking at the tier 1 guys, the KDs, the Kyries, those guys, yeah, okay, we might not get them. Cool. It's a team sport. Now, you get a bunch of tier 2, tier 3 guys, and you pair them up. Now it's rock and roll.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see. Like, I mean, yeah, it would be nice to get one of the marquee guys. Yeah, anybody would want to have them. But guess what? It's not always going to happen. So if it comes down to it and we don't land with those guys, 40 other players that we could possibly get that are actually kind of good. You know what I'm saying? They're ball players. They're ball players, man. Malcolm Brogdon is a baller. Paul Millsap is a baller. Like, these are guys that can seriously get. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Beverley, regardless, I really don't like him. Baller, come off the bench.
Oh no, I love me some Patrick. I mean, I wish.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I love Patrick Beverley.
I just think there's so many guys out there that they can get that are not your marquee superstars. And yes, not landing one of those guys could be a failure. But guess what? If you get 4 other tier 2 guys, or 2 tier 2 and tier 3 guys,
yeah,
that's better than getting a tier 1.
Let me. I know it's not a segment. But let me ask you about this. Obviously, the Lakers, with their coaching search, another aspect of their recent soap opera, offering Ty Lue, the most desired coach from LeBron, a 3-year deal for minimum money. Even though $6 million to us is like we can go on some island somewhere and just forget about life. But I mean, to these guys, it's it's pocket change. How they botched that hiring and they had to settle for Frank Vogel. Well, 2 points. One, really quickly, it's getting very depressing to see Mark Jackson be passed over time and time again. It's getting to a point where I feel like he, in some way, shape, or form, has been blackballed. Because I don't understand how you go from cultivating Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and picking Draymond Green out of nowhere in the second round. Harrison Barnes.
I mean, you can't put all the credit on the head coach for picking those guys. They got scouts and
listen, I understand. That's one thing. But he cultivated those guys. He gave those guys the confidence to be the Golden State, which we see and are afraid of today. That's really quickly. I love Mike Jackson. I'm one of the people who doesn't mind his little annoying diatribe on TV. Mama, there goes that man. I don't mind that at all. But
when him and Jeff call games, I mute the game. Honestly,
I'm just saying he's a good coach. I wouldn't mind the Pistons getting him. Not now, obviously, but I mean, Mike Jackson's a great coach, and to see him year after year sitting there on the booth, watching his old team win championships without, it's like Rick Carlisle built up the Pistons. He gets fired, insert Larry Brown, and they win the next year, and they make all these Eastern Conference Finals. It's sad. Really quickly. My second point, talking about head coaching for the Lakers. Do you think that Frank Vogel is going to last? Because I'm hearing how they forced him to have Jason Kidd on his staff. And in reality, the Lakers want Jason Kidd as head coach. But I'm confused on this. And here's my final point on this. And I'm going to let you go all that, Rome. If you want Jason Kidd as the head coach eventually, why not hire him now? Now, I'm hearing my idol, the amazing Stephen A. Smith, say it looks bad. It's a bad optics look because of the domestic violence stuff he's done, because of the DUIs. But my thing is this. Whether it's now or a year and a half from now when you fire Frank Vogel and replace him, Jason Kidd will always have those DUIs and domestic violence things on his record, okay? That's not heading away. Those articles and police reports are always going to be there for the rest of his life and everybody else's life. So I'm confused on why, if this is the master plan, if Frank Vogel is some master puppet with all the Hall of Fame badges and strings, all of that, what difference does it make if you want Jason Kidd originally, if it's now or a year or 2 years from now when you make some excuse to fire Frank Vogel? I think that Frank Vogel is a puppet. He's destined to be fired. Now, you ask, well, Shanti, how come he take that job? Because it's 15, I think it's over $15 plus million. If you're Frank Vogel and you have nothing else going for you, yeah, take the money. I get it. But if Jason Kidd's your eventual desired coach, whether it's a year, I don't understand the whole optics argument. I'm thinking listen, if you want Jason Kidd, hire Jason Kidd now. I don't think Frank Vogel lasts. I think he's a lamb that's being led towards slaughter. I think he knows that. But obviously, if it's 15 plus million and he's been out of a job for a year or so, take the money. But, that just it confuses me. It kind of annoys me how Frank Vogel's puppet, and it's really Jason Kidd's show. But, that's my take, Rome. I'm all Lakered out.
I mean, you have some good points, but I disagree with a couple things. I think that Frank Vogel is a respected coach in the league.
Oh, he is. No, he is.
He's a good coach.
He is.
Not a bum.
No, I never said he was a bum.
And in regards to him being a puppet situation, he, from what I heard, what I'm saying, I don't know. Here's all hearsay, she say, and rumors out there. But I did hear that he wanted Jason Kidd. It wasn't that he was forced into it.
Wow.
I hear that he did the same thing in Indiana, where he had Bible head coach Brian Shaw, who opted to be an assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? And they did that just fine. And so this is nothing new to Frank Vogel with co-coaching. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested to see how this goes. I think they're going to start something that the league does more. I think more teams are going to try to follow this and hire almost two coaches. You know what I'm saying? You look at no.
Oh, it's just I think it's disrespectful to tell some guy, hey, we want you to be the leader of our men. But we like him too. So
how is that
So we're gonna put him on your staff. So that's also a sign. Listen, we like this other guy too, but the optics don't look good for hiring him. I think Frank Vogel's a lamb being led to slaughter. That's just my opinion. I don't like how you can sit in front of somebody. It's like this, Rome. It's like this. I'm trying to think of a viable example. It'd be like this. Let's say me and you, the two young brothers on YouTube, get hired by, I think the Lakers or whatever. You get hired as the head writer, but they love me and my peanut butter skin and my charming smile, and they say that I'm gonna be your lead assistant, like this and that, without you even choosing a staff. It's a bad example, but I'm just saying, what I'm trying to get to is, I think it's disrespectful to hand somebody a job, yet I guess force that. It's not only Jason Kidd, it's Kurt Rambis. Kurt Rambis has I think he has a horrible record as a head coach in this league. Horrible. And he's on your staff. They're forcing Kurt Rambis on your staff and Jason Kidd. It's just why hire somebody if they can't hire their own people? Who said that they're getting forced into it, though? Huh?
Who said that they're forced into it?
Listen, I don't think Frank Vogel woke up or spent the last year and a half of his life saying, like, damn, if I can ever get back to a head coaching job, first guy I'm getting is Jason Kidd on my staff. I think the Lakers like Jason Kidd, but I'm guessing for the optics, which still make no sense, they didn't want to outright hire Jason Kidd, so they want to put Jason Kidd as the associate head coach under Frank Vogel. They probably, because remember, they offered Ty Lue that same thing. They told Ty Lue, we'll make you our head coach, but it's for 3 years or whatever, and Jason Kidd has to be on the staff. Now, I think Ty Lue was okay with it. He was more so mad about the length of contract and the money. But my thing is like this. That. Sure.
If Ty would have agreed to that and Kidd would have joined him, would he have been a puppet too? Would Kidd have been that guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is it just because it's Frank Vogel?
My basic sense, I think the Lakers want to hire Jason. They want Jason Kidd as their head coach. Because
I think they know what they're doing.
I mean, it's just. I'm looking at Frank. Yeah, I see Frank Vogel as a puppet, and I'm not the only one. But I'm just. I don't know. I've never heard of you. This is new to me. I've never heard of a coach being hired and the team selecting his staff. I mean, what's the point of having them in there? If you're selecting guys you also like, it's like, I don't get it.
Only time will tell. I mean, I don't dislike what the coaching staff is. I think that I'm excited to see Kidd and Frank work together just because I think they're two good basketball minds. Like I really do appreciate Frank Vogel. I think people really do forget what he did in Indiana. I think people really do forget what was going on in Indiana where they were giving Miami hell.
Right. No, you're right.
Come on now. Like, let's not forget. So the dude's hell of a coach. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, it's hard for me to say, like, he's a puppet, bro. Like, dude's a hell of a coach.
No one's doubting his ability.
With at the Pacers, like, he didn't have, like, a LeBron. He had a younger Paul George, and then
David West and George Hill, Lance Stevenson in his best year, end of career, Danny Granger, rebounding machine, and Roy Hibbert.
All B guys. What do they have that the Lakers don't have? Oh, LeBron. I mean, the Lakers have LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, bro.
Listen,
Ro, I mean, you're the Lakers guy, so I'm gonna follow your lead, but I'm just calling it how I see it. I think it's crazy how you hire somebody. It'd be like It'd be like some company, like some medical company hiring a doctor. Yet
naming certain staff. You don't think he knows what he's doing? To be honest, none of them are going to be coaching. He's going to be still coaching.
Oh no! Well, no. Listen. LeBron James ain't gonna be anywhere near Phil Jackson after all those bad mouthing words in New York, man.
He sees him every day.
I don't think so. I remember those back and forths. I mean, Phil Jackson was destroying the legacy of his close friend, Melo, Hoodie Melo, and he was bad mouth. He said, LeBron has a posse, and obviously being, a young black man, the word posse has a negative racial, connotation to it. So that was, just flat out distasteful. But I mean, listen, it's. Would I be overtly surprised if, at some point Phil Jackson is coaching a LeBron Lakers?
Oh no, I didn't really mean like he was going to coach. Like I didn't mean that he was going to be on TV coaching. Like when I say he's coaching that team, he's coaching them from afar. Like you need to tell me he's not.
The Sage.
If he's turn off with the coaching staff. Yeah. It's that simple. Phil can't stay away from basketball. You know what I'm saying? He goes to the arena every day. Come on now. I don't know. I like Frank Vogel a lot. That's what I want to end with. I don't want him to be like. I don't want it to seem like we're all anti-Frank Vogel over here in the LA Nation.
Right.
I'm excited to see what he does over here. I think he's a respected coach. The Jason Kidd move is just a tag team effort. I don't know how it's going to work out. I can't say this though. Who will be the first to go? Kidd, get out. Frank Vogel's more respected. Sorry. Bye.
Okay.
They would have hired Jason Kidd. That's simple. The optics don't mean nothing. They would have hired Jason Kidd if they wanted to.
That's what I'm trying to say.
They don't need him.
Listen, okay.
He's there. He's there as an assistant. I'm saying they don't need him to be the head coach.
I don't know, man. I hope you're right about Frank Vogel. I hope he's not a puppet, but I don't know. I hope you're right. I feel like Jason Kidd. I feel like his primary goal, really quickly to end off, his primary role right now is to mentor Lonzo Ball, because out of that young core, Lonzo Ball is still seen as the one that has the highest potential, even still over Kuzma. Everybody loves Kuzma, and people say he's better than Lonzo right now, and that's a very arguable point. But Lonzo Ball is still seen as the one out of that young core, of him, Ingram, Hart, and Kuzma, who has the most potential. Jason Kidd, and the comparisons early on, he's there to, at first, mentor Lonzo Ball. So we're going to see how that goes. I like Jason Kidd, too. I just think, when Ty Lue didn't work out, I think he was their preferred choice, but they chose Frank Vogel for some reason. No one's saying he's not an effective coach. I just feel like he's getting played like a Nintendo 64, but that's my
I mean, in terms of coaching respected, like who's respected more is Frank Vogel. Who's won more? Frank Vogel. Like Jason Kidd is not he's not considered Jason Kidd the head coach. He's considered Jason Kidd the former NBA player, one of the greatest point guards to play.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Like, his time in Milwaukee came and went, bro. Like, if they wanted Jason Kidd as a head coach, like I said, they would have did it. Jason Kidd's not a head coach guy. I think that's what it came down to. If he was, why is he not on any other team? Sacramento, like he could have went anywhere else. Not a head coach guy. More people just don't like Jason Kidd because he didn't win anything. He didn't do much.
I remember Giannis being very upset when they fired Jason Kidd in Milwaukee.
And guess what? They started winning. Who's upset now? Not Giannis. He's still playing.
Time will tell, brother. Time will tell.